This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Ministry of Labour has issued 3 new resolutions to be applied from the beginning of next year. The revised laws will come into effect from January 1st, 2016. According to a local daily, the first law concerns approved contracts from the ministry. The second determines the cases of termination of employment, and the third deals with granting permits for an employee to change his job. Quoted in the report, the Minister of Labour, said that the new changes will forge a stronger relationship between employers and workers and enhance the labour market by encouraging more flexibility in switching jobs. The laws clarify the sponsorship is to gain legitimate entry into the UAE and temporary residence, while labour relations have to do with the employment contracts, among other issues. He also stressed that the new decisions will meet the needs of employers so as to ensure their active participation in the country's economy, as well as to stabilize the market. Details of the new rules include the employer being obliged to provide a detailed view of the worker, including comprehensive description of the rights and duties of both parties, and granting a new permit to the worker if the two parties agree on the termination of the contract. The Ministry of Interior's Traffic Coordination Directorate General has confirmed that 11 people have died and 84 were injured in traffic incidents across the UAE during the recent Eid al-Adha holiday. According to the Emirates news agency WAM, victims were involved in a total of 38 accidents between September 23rd to 26th. Quoted in the report, officials stated that the traffic and patrols departments nationwide are keen to redouble their efforts and to increase the control and surveillance operations on the road in a bid to reduce such incidents. They also stressed the importance of complying with traffic guidelines and instructions, of driving carefully and leaving a sufficient and safe distance between vehicles. Meanwhile, 37 people have drowned in marine accidents, including ocean swimming, during the first 8 months of this year, according to Dubai police. Another 58 people were injured in a total of 90 marine accidents. The highest level of incidents occurred in May, with 17 drownings and 24 injuries. The Dubai police head of marine rescue said the fatalities and injuries were mainly due to victims ignoring safety measures, such as wearing a life vest and protective helmet when driving jet skis and night swimming. The Roads and Transport Authority has announced that its public transport agency has achieved a bus operation rate of 89% during the first half of this year, serving more than 66 million riders during this period. According to RTA officials quoted in local reports, the bus operation rate index is one of the indicators of the availability of the fleet's buses and their readiness to service during peak hours, which reflects to a great extent the effectiveness of maintenance operations conducted to buses to keep them ready for offering seamless services. Adding that studies and benchmarks of the best global practices of the industry reveal that the internationally acknowledged standard of the bus operation rate is 85%, which is considered by the World Bank as ideal and good under all conditions. However, this rate drops sometimes in developing countries to 75%, whereas in cities like Barcelona, Berlin, Dublin, Hong Kong, London, Madrid, Montreal, Paris, Rome, and Sydney, which combined operate 25,000 buses lifting about 6 billion people per year, is 84.3%. This indicates that the rate achieved by RTA reflects the rise of bus operation rates to record levels worldwide. After the successful polio vaccination program for students, UAE authorities have now launched a measles immunization campaign in the country. The campaign will target everyone between the ages of 1 and 18 years. According to local reports, the Ministry of Health and the health authorities in Abu Dhabi and Dubai are urging UAE residents to make the campaign a success and help eliminate the disease from the UAE. Several schools have sent out circulars to parents about the campaign that will take place within the school premises to ensure that kids are vaccinated against this highly contagious disease. The vaccine will be given for free to all students from kindergarten to grade 12 or equivalent. In their schools during the current academic year, private schools in Dubai will start the campaign on November 1st, 2015, and will continue until vaccination of all eligible students is completed over 60 working days. Measles is a highly contagious disease caused by a virus that may infect adults and children. It is considered as one of the leading causes of death among young children worldwide. Organizers are hoping that the ongoing interest in the Rugby World Cup in the UK will help build excitement for Rugby 7's action here in Dubai, with tickets for the ever-popular sporting event going on sale this week. Preparations for the main event, which begins on the 3rd of December, are currently underway at the 7 Stadium, as Dubai is all set to once again host the 7's World Series event. With advanced season tickets priced at around 500 dirhams, rugby fans can look forward for some competitive sporting action, as Dubai will be the inaugural tournament for this year's 7's World Series. Many international teams will be seeking a strong start, particularly in the lead-up to the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro next year. Now in its 46th year, the Dubai Sevens has been at the top of many residents' social calendars, and organizers are expecting more than 100,000 people to join the festivities this year. Commenting on the preparations ahead of the December event, tournament director Jim Fitzsimmons revealed that they will be introducing a premium seating area for this year, in addition to an expansion of general seating areas to accommodate the large crowd. While the tournament village will gain much attention from the young rugby fans, Jim added that this year will also see more interactive games for teenagers.
We've made a lot of changes in the stadium itself. All the grandstands have been raised a metre, so they're now up higher. There's more exposure for the viewing for people. There were some areas which were a little bit hard for people to see from. We've now moved those so they can be seen. The big screens are twice the size as they used to be, so there'll be a lot of excitement all over the screens. Although it's a lot of fun for everybody, and we hope everyone dresses up and they enjoy themselves and let their hair down as much as they can, nicely, it is also for the family. So we have special areas for the family. This year, another addition, we have a youth area, or a teenager zone as we're calling it, which is in the village. This is a completely new area for the teenagers. We have always looked after the younger ones, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're looking after the teenagers, and there'll be all sorts of games in there for the teenagers, because they all like to be on their phones and playing games and things. So that's all been in there. So that's another big new attraction in the rugby village.
Aside from the international action on the main pitch, a new addition this year is the Invitational Netball Tournament. More than 32 teams from around the region are expected to participate, providing more sporting entertainment for the fans.
This year with the international tournament, which is the men and women's series, with 28 teams in that, we have an extra teams in the invitation rugby tournament, because we now have an extra pitch here. So there's over 260 teams in that tournament. But the big thing for this year, well, one of the big things, is that we now have introduced netball to the Dubai Rugby Sevens. And this year, for the first year, we'll have the inaugural netball tournament at the Rugby Sevens, and there's 32 teams participating in that tournament.
And finally, in the Bulletin, the Abu Dhabi-based NSO Symphony Orchestra has announced the opening of its latest season, starting with a night at the movies performance for the third consecutive year, featuring a number of movie classics and world premieres. At a press conference held in Abu Dhabi, the founder and executive director of NSO, Janet Hassoune, said that the aim of launching an orchestra in the capital is to forge artistic links internationally to entertain, inspire, educate, and promote musical talent across the UAE. The executive director stated that the NSO, in collaboration with the Abu Dhabi-based Universal Hospital, is trying to bring great music and culture from around the world to the UAE, and in the process also supporting Emirati talent through its various educational programs. During the conference, it was also revealed that apart from popular film, music, and orchestral classics such as Gladiator, The Pink Panther, Star Wars, and Disney's Fantasia, the 60-piece NSO Symphony Orchestra will also perform the world premiere of a suite from the new science fiction film, The Drift, specially written in concert form for the NSO by the award-winning composer James Griffith. The season opening night at the movies will be performed at the Emirates Palace Hotel Auditorium in Abu Dhabi, exclusively at a matinee at 4:30 p.m. and a gala evening at 8 p.m. on the 9th of October.
NSO is very much involved in the community on a school level, where we invite children, students to come to rehearsals, to watch us perform, because a lot of the music that we are performing, they're learning in their schools. So we invite them to come and listen to it firsthand. For many of them, it's their first experience to hear an orchestra. I was talking earlier about the professional development program, where there are really, really extraordinary students who can have the opportunity to actually perform in the orchestra. One particular fellow named Nicholas Cohn got an award, a scholarship to go and study in the UK, where he is now going to formally train to be an orchestral musician. And it all started with the NSO experience, which is really, really exciting. We also have the Young Artist Concerto Competition, YOCOCO for short, where, again, very, very talented students can win the opportunity to be a soloist with the orchestra. And that's an extraordinary experience as well.
Well, hopefully it will inspire everybody. We spend a lot of time picking our programmes so that there's something in there for everybody. Globally, what you will notice with orchestral concerts is generally, not in all cases of course, but generally audience numbers go down. So I've spent my whole life playing in an orchestra, so have come to my own kind of decisions as to why that might be. And I think generally the audiences need to be entertained more. Not just with the music, but I do often within a concert spend a little bit of time introducing the music, which hopefully the audience find engaging.